What if you already have rhesus antibodies in pregnancy? This is a really important question, and I'm glad you asked. Now, if you're rhesus negative and you already developed antibodies, usually from a previous pregnancy, this is what we call sensitization. And at this point, things will change quite a bit because obviously now your body already recognizes the rhesus positive blood as something foreign. So it can react to your baby's blood straight away. Now, what does this actually mean for the baby? These antibodies can actually cross the placenta and start attacking baby's red blood cells, which is obviously not what we want. So it can lead to something called fetal anemia or sometimes jaundice after birth, and in severe cases, a condition called hemolytic disease of the baby. But importantly, this doesn't happen in every case, and we monitor closely that pregnancy to catch problems as early as possible. Let's just try to look at some numbers because I think sometimes it puts things into perspective. About 0.3% of at-risk women will actually become sensitized today because prevention is so good. Without treatment in the past, the risk was about 1% per pregnancy, but now is much lower with the anti-D injection. So this is really something quite uncommon, but is taken very seriously when it happens. And what happens in terms of management? If you have antibodies, we don't give anti-D anymore because that only works before antibodies develop. Instead, the pregnancy becomes more closely monitored. And what does that generally speaking mean? And I'll explain it very simply. You will usually have more regular blood tests to measure the antibody levels throughout your pregnancy. You will have more frequent scans to check on your baby's blood flow, and they'll look particularly at the brain. And if levels stay low in pregnancy, usually continues as normal, but if the levels rise, then they step up quickly. So in more serious cases, babies can be treated before they're even born, which I mean is just amazing. This can include intrauterine blood transfusion or sometimes planning for an earlier delivery if needed, obviously depending on gestation. And yeah, I just think it's amazing. But really, I just want to reassure you and be very clear on this. Being sensitized does not mean that something bad will definitely happen. Like I say, first of all, it's very rare, but many pregnancies are completely fine with monitoring. So this only means that you'll be cared for as a higher risk pregnancy, and your team will keep a very close eye on the baby. It is more likely for this to happen if you had a previous rhesus positive pregnancy, if there was bleeding or miscarriage or any procedures that have happened during pregnancy, or if anti-D injection wasn't given at the right time. But sometimes it can still happen even when everything was done absolutely fine. So look, if you've been told that you have rhesus antibodies, don't panic. It just means that you'll need to be more closely monitored. So stay engaged with your care, keep to your appointments, because obviously that's the main thing. And, you'd want to keep your baby safe. And obviously follow me for more if this was useful. Take care.